Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast. My name is Amy. Welcome to my show. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Today is my birthday. It's April 7th, 2022. Needless to say, it's not a very happy one, but I've kind of gotten used to that by now. I mean, it's aggravating. I ordered myself something online through Walmart and for my birthday, and can't even get my package in on time. It's just frustrating when you don't ask for much, but yet, you still can't get what little you ask for. But anyway, I have plans to celebrate with my oldest daughter and my granddaughter on Sunday, because that will also be my oldest daughter's birthday, April the 10th. Both my kids were born in April. So, in fact, my whole family's birthdays are in April. We're all Aries, except for my youngest daughter, who missed being an Aries by just a couple of days. And, of course, my granddaughter, she was born in late October. So, but the rest of us are all Aries. Anyway, so today in Sullivan County, Megan Boswell appeared for some pretrial motions in her upcoming trial for the murder of her daughter, baby Evelyn Boswell. And one of the pretrial motions is that they want to sever the false reports cases, charges that were filed against her. They want to try those separately from her murder trial for the murder of her daughter. And the state argues under Rule 14 that, keep all accounts consolidated and not sever. And under Rule 14, if these charges are prejudicial, then they can, make a motion to sever those and have two separate trials. But the state argues that no, they need to be all consolidated and tried together, because the false reports that Megan made to police is really the whole narrative of what led up to her being charged with the murder of baby Evelyn. So, they don't want to they don't want those charges severed. Are they prejudicial or aren't they? In this case, I don't think it really matters. I mean, this girl is facing some serious charges. She's facing felony murder, aggravated child abuse, aggravated child neglect, tampering with evidence, abuse of a corpse, and failure to report a suspicious death under suspicious circumstances. Plus, she's got these 12 false reports that she made to the police. So, no matter which way you look at it, whether you try these things separate or together, if convicted, Megan's going to spend the rest of her life in prison, as she deserves to. The other motion that they are bringing up and want to do is they want to see whether or not they can get a fair trial in Sullivan County. So what they're doing is they have sent out jury questionnaires to potential jurors to ask them, how they feel about the case, and do they have any, how do they, have they already made up their mind? Do they feel she's guilty? Can they put their feelings aside and decide the case, guilt or innocence, based on the facts and the things that are presented in court. From what I understand, Sullivan County is pretty small, and this case has had so much publicity, and people are just outraged at what happened and what Megan did, and trying to hide it and lie, and lying to the police and everything. People are outraged, so it's understandable that they want to do that, but that's what they're going to do. They're going to see, by sending out these jury questionnaires and seeing how people there in Sullivan County feel, that will decide whether or not they move the trial from Sullivan County to somewhere else. So, the false reports to the police, if you remember, if you followed the Casey Anthony trial, her false report to the police regarding Kaylee was not severed, and in the end, Casey was found not guilty for the murder of Kaylee, but she was found guilty on filing a false police report. Of course, they gave her time served and whatnot for the time she had already spent in jail, and that was the end of it. But they didn't. But that was only one count, I believe. Megan's got 12 false reports to the police. There are some other arguments regarding some evidence that's still being processed, and they hope to have a motion hearing sometime between now and July. Her next hearing is set for June the 24th, and she also has one set for July the 28th. But, and this is involving some photographs, and trying to keep out certain photographs from the trial. I believe the photographs, to my understanding, the photographs that they are trying to keep out are of the state that they found baby Evelyn in. Let's just put it like that. And they're trying to keep those photographs out because, it would just Of course, yeah, it would be very damning, to her case, but it's also very, very troubling to see photographs like that. I think, don't quote me on this, but I also think they're trying to keep out autopsy photos. I'm not sure, but I think they're trying to keep out some autopsy photos as well. There was a joke that was made, and it was extremely disturbing to me to hear this, because while trying to listen to the pretrial motions, the sound in the courtroom, the attorneys and stuff, especially Megan's attorney, was not speaking into the microphone, and so a lot of it was extremely hard to hear. But the judge called a 10-minute recess, and you hear a man in the background speak to a member of the TBI, and he makes this joke, and he says, so-and-so, since I'm thinking about doubling my life insurance since you're in charge of the TBI, because I'm afraid of my well-being. And I'm like, what the hell? That's not a very funny joke. I didn't hear all of the conversation, but you heard this joke. Whoever this man was that said this, you heard it loud and clear, and it was honestly very disturbing to hear that, because, we've talked a lot about the TBI in the Summer Wells case, and some of us out here have some, reservations and whatnot with the TBI regarding that case. And so, yeah, that was that was really, really disturbing for me to hear. What was also disturbing was the poor detective who was on the stand, that had to testify, about all the many lies and stories that Megan had told and made, and from December 2019 to February 2020 into March the 6th, when they found baby Evelyn's remains. Bless his heart, he had such a sad look and sad demeanor to him as he was speaking, and I felt so terrible for him. I mean, I know these detectives who work these cases like this, you have a strong stomach up to a point, but especially when it involves hurting or killing, or abusing, children, that's where a lot of officers kind of draw the line, and it's a very disturbing thing to have to deal with and have to investigate and see all these, gruesome things. So, but other than that, that's really all they discussed. So we'll see, what the over the next few months, what the judge rules on and what he decides, and whether or not she can get a fair trial there in Sullivan County, or whether it will be moved to another county or whatnot. No matter where in the world this case is tried, though, it's an extremely horrible case. And, every day it's just one after another. These young children are missing, and are found dead, and they have these young parents, and some of them are strung out on drugs, and there's, poverty involved and whatnot, and they're just throwing these kids away left and right. And whether they intentionally kill the children or whether, an accident occurs, and then they're just taking these children off out in the woods and, leaving them in shallow graves and trash bags. And, baby Evelyn was found in a tote in Megan's playhouse when she was a little girl. God, that's just disturbing to me. And then you look at the faces of these children and you think, my God, how could you do this? I mean, what wire is crossed in your brain? Or what drugs just leave you with no empathy, no sympathy, no moral values, no... just cold, empty. Just cold and empty. Soulless. It's just a very, very sad situation. And God, there's so many people out here that can't have children of their own that would be wonderful parents. And here you've got these people, these young parents that are just throwing their kids away like yesterday's trash. And I just can't fathom it. It's just one of the most heartbreaking things that, I just don't get it, I just don't get it. But that's all I have for everyone today. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend this weekend. I hope the weather is going to turn out into being nice on Sunday when my daughter and I go out for our birthday. So, but everyone take care, and please please remember, you be the change that you wish to see in this world. As Michael Jackson said, it starts with the man in the mirror. Have a good day, everyone. Peace out.
Hey, y'all. This is Ella May, reminding you to please go over on Spotify and Anchor and follow my Mimi's weekly podcast. Just search the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast. Mimi follows a lot of trials in the news over there, so please follow us on Spotify and Anchor. You can also follow us on Facebook. Just search the Ruby Pearl Glamper. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below here on our YouTube channel, because you're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of our hospitality. True crime, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now. You hear?